I think we're going to find people who are watching the movie now, and you're going to start to hear from them all sorts of new people saying, oh, wow, this is me. I never understood the connection. Here it is. I found it. Absolutely.
Yes, indeed. This happens all the time. It happens with people who come by my door, people who write me emails, and people who have seen the film. They feel this strong connection, and they feel, as many of them say, like Joanne says in the film, she feels like she's come home.
So, Rabbi, I'm interested that it is often your process when you're on the mountain. And for those of you watching, just so you understand, if for some reason we lose Rabbi now and then as far as her video, she's literally on the top of a mountain, where, as you can imagine, internet service is not what it is, here in New Jersey anyway. So just kind of bear with us if we get a little of that. But do you find it, like you said, even with Enrico, your husband, that he's been using a word his whole life that probably was a word that his grandmother used, not even knowing that it was really, a Jewish derivative, and they just use this in their everyday life until you hear it and your ear says, that's a Jewish word. Is that normally how you come across a lot of these?
I do, and because there's never been anybody here in the mountains who's been able to make the Hebrew-Italian link in terms of language, people were doing exactly as you described, using words and not understanding it. Kasher, which is kosher, the word for kosher in English, and kashrut in Hebrew. If you're not dressed appropriately for an event, non se kasher, you are not fit. You are not fit to go to the concert or to go to church or something like that. And the word kasher comes up in many different experiences, in exchanges, I should say. It's a word I'm broken for. In many different exchanges. Non kasher, non kasher. In other words, it's not right. It's not fit. You shouldn't be doing that. It comes up of course, in food, talking about food at the table, but it also comes up in these social situations too.
Well, I think that we've definitely touched on some very interesting words that people might have as a part of their family unit. I actually encourage everyone, as you're watching this, if you're getting those light bulb moments where you're recalling words in your family, maybe even if your family doesn't use it anymore, but you recall your grandparents did, this is where you really want to reach out to Rabbi Barbara, and she does some wonderful research where you can find out more about your family's Jewish roots in the Calabrian area. We're gonna tie up this episode. Carl, or let me throw it to Rabbi first. Rabbi, any last thoughts you want to leave us with?
Language is a wonderful key, but it does take a lot of digging and a lot of listening. I do a lot more listening than I do talking, and I encourage our listeners to continue, like you said, to listen to their families. Listen for words that sound a little bit unusual, and you may not know it, that you're using a word that is a Hebrew derivative, but we will help you figure it out.
And
I was going to say, we've all got to work quickly, because in the age of internet and homogenization of culture, these dialects and languages are getting lost. There are fewer and fewer Jews who speak Jewish Spanish, Ladino.
That's right.
These, I know, I mean, in that sense, we owe something to the ultra-Orthodox Jews who preserve Yiddish as their lingua franca. It's actually quite incredible to walk around in Israel and hear little children, 3-year-old kids, speaking fluent Yiddish. As a matter of fact, that's their mother tongue. But in general, all of these dialects, they're getting lost. And another generation or two, there won't be grandma and grandpa who spoke the language. So now's the time for everybody to kind of buckle down and figure out what all these things are, because in another couple of years, the children, the grandchildren, won't have a clue.
It's so important, so very important. And if you have words in your Italian family that don't sound Italian and other Italians don't use, let us know. We'll see if we can help.
All right. Well, another great episode with your co-host, Rabbi Barbara Aiello, and producer Carl Perkal. You have been watching this week's episode of Secret Jews, Hidden Hebrew, Hebrew words and phrases buried in Calabrese dialect. Again, this was another episode of Secret Jews where we uncover hidden Jewish history. Thank you so much for being here with us, and we'll see you at the next episode.